We are back in front of you with this members exclusive webinar on digital myth busting by Google. This is a specially curated webinar for all our members. Today we have with us Mr. Amar Jatin Sheth. He's the Treasurer FADA. From Google, we have Mr. Gaurav Juneja, Head of Digitization. We also have Mr. Piyush Gautam. To take the proceedings further, I will request Amar Bhai to take it ahead. Amar Bhai, over to you.
Thank you, Sarsh. So as you all are aware, I think FADA has been doing a lot of activities. All these we presume benefits dealers. These web series of knowledge series that we hold regularly now are on various subjects which concern our dealership operations. We've had seminars for GST, consumer protection, environment, permissions, etc., and many more on the way. Thank you, Richa and Sarsh, for organizing these consistently for topics of interest to the dealer community. Today, I think we are going to examine or discuss our topic on the digitization space. I think this is something that currently concerns all of us, and we all are watching this space closely. Of course, we all do various types of initiatives in the digital space, but I feel there is a lot more potential. As we know, the structure of the dealerships is changing rapidly. The consumer mindset is changing rapidly. So we also need to change our methods. What was working 3 years back might not work today. There is a lot more transparency that is there. Consumers expect that. They don't want any intrusive calls, messages, cold calling, etc. So we need to move to those platforms too. The penetration of the smartphone itself has changed, I think, a lot of things. Uh, I think our Indian population has adapted to it much quicker than anyone in the world. UPIs and those have changed the way of doing business. For the dealerships too, all these actually make a large impact because apart from the way you market, but even your physical presence, because you might not need such large outlets, you might not need to spend on large events. The movement to a digital dealership is greatly enabled. So I guess there is a lot that can be done and is being done, but we need to do it correctly. Of course, the greatest transformation, in my opinion, has come not through some great discovery that happened, but due to COVID. It has helped all of us, including our customers, adapt to digitization much more easily. A few years back, when we said the dealership is digital, it only had a website. But today it has a chatbot, it has maybe a virtual showroom, it has VR. There are so many things that can happen. So things have moved from discovery to actually transaction. And the customer has also been, very comfortable doing that. With the newer generations coming in, I'm sure there will be even lesser resistance and they'll be happily order a car online and just have it delivered to them without even visiting a showroom. For service, of course, we've been seeing it where the online appointment booking happens, where a pickup drop driver goes and the customer pays online and gets the car back. During that time, there is the workshop which is maybe enabled with a webcam which shows him the work that has been done. So there is a lot that has been done. We have adapted a lot, but there is a lot more that can be done. And who better to guide us through that than Google? I think we all are aware of the strengths of Google through their Google Ads, Google Search, and Google My Business. Also, there has been a lot of enablement that has happened. They've made sure that the transition is easy. And today we have with us Gaurav Juneja and Piyush Gautam from Google. So Gaurav heads the digitization at Google India and has been an experienced co-founder. He has more than 15 years of deep experience in the consumer internet segment and digitization of various omni-channel enterprises across sectors. So we are sure that today's session will be extremely meaningful and we will through Gaurav try to understand how the auto space will move toward digitization, what are the things that we should be doing, what is it that we should avoid, what are the wrong impressions we have, and which way this all is going to help our business. So I think without taking much more time, Gaurav, it's over to you, and we are all eager to hear your wise words.
So, Gaurav,
Thank
just
you.
before you take charge, I'll just want to inform all the members. During the presentation, you may have a lot of questions. So keep posting your questions only in the Q&A box, and from there we can pick it up at relevant points. Thank you. Gaurav, over to you.
Thank you so much, Serge, and thank you so much, Amar, for setting that context. I think you've done half my job. So, it's great to have that base already in place. And again, welcome to the entire FADA dealer community. Thank you so much for taking the time, on a Saturday to listen through how Google and how digitization can help you do your business better. Uh, my name is Gaurav Juneja. I head digitization for Google. What that means in simple English is we want to help businesses like you be better discoverable and better transactable on all Google surfaces. We want to set you up for success on that count. I am accompanied with my colleague Piyush, who helps me on this noble mission and has been working with OEMs, dealers, and of course FADA very closely to make this happen. Uh, and while Amar talked about my introduction at Google, before this I used to be an entrepreneur for 7 years. I ran an online grocery business which was acquired by the Tata Group. And having been an entrepreneur for 7 years, it's always great to talk to entrepreneurs. We've got close to 100 of them here. And the idea is that how can we help and work with this community to so that they can maximize the benefit that they can get from digitization. So that's a context. In terms of the format of what we will do today, we have structured the presentation in the form of some myth busting sessions. These are questions that we have heard from uh, dealers, OEMs. We've tried to put those, start from that question, and then with that question give the answer. So as Harsh said, we'll talk you through the presentation, and please keep putting in your questions. Towards the end, we can take these questions on. Is my screen visible?
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. Just before we get started, I want to narrate an incident which happened with me recently. This is a friend of mine who runs a chain of furniture stores. He also has a digital agency. And one day he just sort of late last week he called me, and he was like, Gaurav, I don't know what has happened. And he was sounding very hassled. He was like, I don't know what has happened. I have that Google business, Google my business profile. Uspe I had close to 1,000 reviews, and my agency did something, and those 1,000 reviews have gone missing. And the way he was talking, how hassled he was sounding, it looked like he'd lost his internet banking password. That really drove home the point to me, how businesses are now beginning to take digital seriously, and how much value it adds to their business. So I'm hoping that you are also thinking, or at least starting from that point of view. And of course, today's session, we want to take you on that journey on how to do that better. I'll quickly start this. As I said, we've broken this down into a bunch of myths. And how do we break those myths? The first thing that we hear about is digital is relatively new. I will think about it later. Print and mall activations, or similar outdoor activations are enough for me, to drive my business. This is something that we get from people. Uh, we want to address that with some points. I think internet today is mainstream. It is the largest screen. There are 70 crore Indians on the internet, every second one, across regions, across strata, across languages. Everybody, across jobs and professions, across income groups. They are today on the internet, and if you don't start here, it is going to be an issue. And even within the internet, the home or the starting point of the internet is a search engine, where 100 crore searches are happening daily in India alone. 100 crores. That is the value of internet. And when you go from search uh, to video, YouTube is the home for video, where you are seeing, it is the number one in terms of reach and watch time across all ad supported online video platforms. So it is larger than some of the largest channels. So when you think of internet by itself is big, and within that search engine you've got close to 100 crore people. You think of YouTube, you've got close to 46 crore folks. And if you don't take advantage of that, then I think you're leaving money on the table. And even the impact of all of this depth and width is that the customers buying journey today is not linear. They are going from searching on Google, browsing on a marketplace, asking friends, searching an OEM site, then clicking an ad, going to a dealership, booking a test drive, and then eventually, so through that journey of thinking that I need a car or a two wheeler, to actually buying one, there are close to 25 touch points, out of which 20 are digital. That's how important digital is. That's how influential digital is. So digital is not new, it is important. Please give it that level of importance within your scheme of things. Have those kind of people and have that kind of review within your system, that because customer has gone digital. So if the customer has gone digital, you have no choice, but to be meet the customer where the customer is. That's that's one. And then the impact of this is also visible at your level. What we used to see in 2014 was the close to over 4 dealership visits per car sold. People were walking into a dealership, but today the customer is far more digitally mature. They are doing their research well before they walk into a dealership, and that number of 4 has gone to 2.3, which means that the customer has done their research before they walk into a dealership, and they've made up their mind. So you are having a more informed and a more sophisticated customer walking into your dealership, and you need to address those kinds of queries with that kind of staff, because you now need to do fewer meetings per car sold. And it is reflected in the number of people who were researching online to find the dealership. That number has gone from, of course, 48% to 72% plus. So internet is internet is big. From search to video, it is reflected in the customer's journey. 25 touch points, out of which 20 are digital. And that has reflected directly in your business, where the number of dealership visits per car sold have gone down, and the customer is walking in far more informed and sophisticated. Second question that we hear is digital marketing is hard and it is only for some big businesses. Uh, we are here to make that easy, and we are here to break it down for you. Uh, this is the Google ecosystem. We'd had this conversation earlier also. What you call Google My Business, it's now been renamed to Google Business Profile, GBP. uh, the customer can find you through Google Business Profile on Maps, and of course can chat with you via Google Business Messages. And if you want to reach out to these customers more and more, you can of course leverage Google Ads. uh, to use all of this, what we have done is we have built a partner ecosystem who make it easy for you, to implement all of these systems and use them in the best way possible. I have given some names here. These are companies who are uh, partners of Google, like OnlineSales.ai or Single Interface. Between them, you would have heard some of these names. They manage some of the largest OEMs and their dealer networks, from Kia to Mahindra. Maruti is not here. Maruti is AGL. Tata. So Hero. So all of these large OEMs and their dealer networks are now managed by these partners centrally. They are in the service of the dealer, so that the dealer is able to use these properties in the best possible way. both in terms of building digital presence, plus by using ads to capture all the demand, that you're seeing across search, video, discovery. What it does, it helps you build the storefront, in the form of Google Business Profile. It helps you capture demand by way of Google Ads, and then what it enables you is to take the dealership to the customer, with the form, in the help of photos, reviews. And we talked about these reviews earlier, where my friend lost the reviews. Eventually, to cut the suspense, uh, he raised a ticket and he was able to get those reviews back. But again, that sigh of relief, of having accumulated over 1,000 reviews over a period of 10 years and then getting them back, because people are reading this and walking into his showrooms and buying. And the same is happening with you. And getting, while you are building all of this, what is the impact that you get, in terms of direction requests, in terms of, more clicks that you get if you have more complete business profiles. uh, you know if you manage these business profiles well, the probability of doing business better goes up, because you get more direction requests, you get more clicks. If you enter the hours of operation, 96% of the customers are more likely to visit a business, because they have reliability that when I will walk into a dealership, it's going to be open. And then the same thing happens, if you put the phone number where it is possible for the customer to talk to your dealership and then walk into one, because it gives them more confidence that it's a complete profile. And again, to make sure that you set up your profile in the best possible way, you can do it yourself. But we always encourage people or dealerships to work with partners, because they are able to bring a lot of these best practices, so that right on day one, you have a gold standard profile. What this does is that, it gives the, you are able to, because you've positioned the dealership, you're able to get the customer to the dealership. And there are many ways of doing this. Of course, we give you the Google's AI powered ad suite. It enables you to run call ads, and you can track these call ads on a phone number, that okay, I ran this ad, and from this ad, how many calls did I get, what were the phone numbers, can I call them back, can this data go into my CRM. All of those integrations are possible. If the customer does not want to call, you can just set up a lead format where the customer enters the details, and it is possible for you to call the customer back. And then, of course, we run a consolidated format, which is called Performance Max. PMax is what we call it, for lead gen, which enables you to target all Google surfaces. We are bringing the best of AI for the dealerships, so that it becomes easy for you, literally step 1 2 3, to activate a campaign across video, search, shopping, everywhere, on maps, so that you can, and you can do all of that with the help of setting your business goal, that I want a lead for X rupees, I want a footfall for Y rupees. And with that, the system will optimize the creative, it will optimize the showing of the ad to a customer, so that you are able to meet your business goal. Uh, we have worked with, of course, a bunch of dealerships. I want to show one video here where we worked with Maruti, and we worked with close to 1,500 dealerships on this thing. I'm going to play the video. Please tell me if this is audible on the screen. If you can just maybe do it.
Remember earlier we used to talk about largely physical infrastructure like number of showrooms or number of outlets, number of cities covered, and so on and so forth.
Sorry, is it audible?
Yeah, it's audible.
All right, perfect. I'll just continue playing this.
We used to talk about largely physical infrastructure like number of showrooms or number of outlets, number of cities covered, and so on and so forth. But now we are talking in terms of how many of our dealers are fully digital. The hyperlocal program allowed us to offer personalized solutions at scale, to own the digital real estate, build that great customer experience for all their auto retail needs. We have closely partnered with Google for the last 4 or 5 years. They have this great capacity to drive digitalization at scale. This partnership enabled us to bring almost 1,500 outlets at par with scale training sessions for all the dealer principals and sales teams.
With a well-laid approach by MSL and the Google team to reach high-intent local audience and getting a direct connect with our customers, we were able to adapt and deliver consistently. We have been able to improve our time to sales by 7 days, drive 14% incremental leads at 20% lesser cost, improve our dealership margins by 2%. And last but not the least, we have been able to connect with our customers for new car sales, service, and other requirements.
Quite a few dealerships had their own websites. Each one of them was trying to do things in a very different way. With the hyperlocal program, they have now been able to align that to one single platform. Our number of leads have gone up by about 34%. Our conversions have almost become 2x of what it used to be. It has also helped us to improve the number of walk-ins to our dealership. With Google My Business, customers are finding it very easy to reach us. So the team now is practically getting their leads in their pocket, and the quality of leads is obviously improving as it goes along.
The number of leads delivered through hyperlocal, they are more than 183,000. That, I think, has been the power of partnership with Google.
So you've seen that how we've worked with some of the largest OEMs at scale, with thousands of dealers, so that we are able to directly impact, the business, whether it's in terms of leads they're getting, in terms of the time that they take to sell a car, in terms of upping the number of the leads that they get, and of course, improving the dealership margins. So all of that, because of the lower cost per lead. So the idea is that it is not just for large businesses, it is for your business, and it is having real impact on businesses like yourself today. I think the third question that we hear from people is that digital marketing is expensive. You need a massive budget for digital marketing. We want to debunk that myth that in fact digital marketing can be very efficient in terms of how you are able to use your marketing budget. You're not spraying and praying, but you are actually using it efficiently in the vicinity of your own dealership, and you are able to transform that hyper local demand into revenue. uh, we can do that with the help of building that digital presence hyper locally, which is with the help of your Google business profile, and showing that Google business profile or Google My Business, your store page or dealership page, to customers who are more likely to visit, uh, helping you build that presence via with the help of advertisement as well. And then of course do all of that centrally, where you can take the benefit of these central programs which are being run at an OEM level. And with that OEM, if they bring a, like we heard the example of Maruti, and they had 1,500 dealerships of Maruti, and today that number is close to 2,000. Running that program centrally, but serving each dealer independently, with the help of their individual wallet that they've set up, so that they can maximize leads for their own dealership at a nameplate level, at a month level, making it as personalized as possible. What does it do in terms of average cost per retail, in terms of the dealer investment that one can make, and the margin that the person that the dealer is making, and the profit that it leads to, in terms of uh, lead that you sell on a car. And of course, this is just the start of a journey. The moment you sell a car, you have started a relationship with the customer, where the customer is coming back for servicing and spares and insurance. So this is, while all of this is just on the sale of the car, it gives you that ability to continue that relationship beyond the sale of the car, and we'll talk about that as we go along. So this is where we are. Just to summarize the three things that we've discussed right now: internet is big, where every second Indian is now on internet, and as a result, it is important for the dealers to be there. It is not difficult to use it. There is Google. Our products are now supported by this partner ecosystem. which have been adopted by these OEMs who are running these central programs and working with each dealer. So it is making easy for the dealer ecosystem to adopt these hyper local advertising programs. And finally, because you are targeting uh, the most likely customers in your catchments uh, at a personalized level, it also becomes more cost effective for you to reach out and take that relationship well beyond just a car sale. Let's go to the next one though. Now that we have made the case for internet and for digital advertising, I want to narrow the conversation down a little bit. When people think of digital marketing, they also think that it is, people use it equivalent to social media marketing. I want to clarify that a little bit. In our research, when we have sort of gone and spoken with customers, this is a gear shift study that we had done in 2022, where what has emerged is that search and online video, followed by marketplaces, these are turning out to be the leading online research resources. Remember, your customer is now researching and walking into the dealership. They have those questions. So, and they are researching on search and on video. So are you building your presence on these mediums? Are you catching your customers here first, rather than going on other sources? Are you setting your house in order on this front first? As we go forward, when we compare the impact of these different touch points from manufacturer brand websites, dealer websites, search engines, social media, what is standing out is the same thing. The customer can be at any stage of the journey. I am thinking of buying a car, I am researching, I want to buy a Desire, I am eventually deciding that I want to buy this Desire from which particular dealership close to me, who's giving me the best deal. Search engines and online video are seen as the most impactful touch points, or the most high usage touch points across all of them. So whatever I said here, comparing, while these are numbers, if you break it down by the stage of the journey, it pops out even more. So through that journey, it is continuing to be important. And then, when you look at which source again tends to be the most helpful and the most frequently used, of course, when the customer wants to buy, they do want to buy the, eventually, that physical touch and feel is important, which is where you are already doing a great job in booking those auto test drives, online test drives, getting the cars to the customer's house, making sure your dealerships look nice, swanky and welcoming. But the journey is starting on search, right? So keep in mind that this is where, and this is, also focus on the size of the bubble, that what is the usage of a touch point during that journey. And again, you see that whether it is online video or it is search engine, they tend to be the most used. And even within most used, these tend to be the most useful search engine, which drives the relevance of an engine. I'm going from search to YouTube. uh, Across the journey, whether it is awareness, consideration or purchase. When I say awareness, I mean, did it change my perception of a nameplate? Did it help me decide which type of vehicle? Did it influence me to purchase? Everywhere, you're seeing super high scores of video. And this is where OEMs are doing a lot of good work. And it's important that you keep pushing the OEMs and even build your own presence across these tools, so that when the user is searching on video and it is an impactful touch point, they are using you. And we are seeing that across OEMs, people are seeing strong results. When you look at Hyundai, they have increased their leads. The incremental leads that they are getting is 23 times. This is for Hyundai. So this is at scale. This is for a mass market car OEM, auto OEM, which operates through the entire segment. And you are seeing 23 times increases in the number of leads. and a 85% reduction in the cost per lead. So as they have stayed on that journey, this has not happened overnight. We've been working with Hyundai now for the last 3.5 4 years, and through that journey, this is the jump that they've seen. And when you go from there to two wheelers with Bajaj, uh, clearly, for the two wheeler OEMs, print continues to be important. But as they complement their presence on print as a channel along with digital in markets, then they are able to see a 62% jump in the number of calls that they're getting, and a 28% jump in the number of leads, or in terms of the walk-ins that they're getting into the dealership. So again, whatever we have said so far, it is working at scale. We've talked about Maruti. We are now giving examples of Hyundai and for Bajaj, where they are seeing for four-wheelers and two-wheelers at scale jump in the number of leads, reduction in the cost per lead. The other thing that we hear from people is that you can just set and forget your digital marketing strategy. You can give it to an agency and then forget about it. We would not say that. As I said, with Hyundai, again, it's been a journey. So like that, even with you have to think that you will be on that ever improving journey. Google is also on that journey. We are constantly listening to you, to the customers, and improving our products. Today, the suite of products that we have, whether it is calls, leads, store lead forms, store walk-ins, all of that has been built over a period of years. It has been honed and improved over a period of years. And even as you start using them, the way you use them in the first month versus how you would, the sophistication with which you'll be able to use them in the 12th month is going to be different. You will become more mature, and you will do, and that learning curve is going to be even better as you start doing that with the help of partners. So what do we suggest when you are on that journey? Number one, are you measuring what matters? Number two, are you integrating your data with the Google systems, so that we can accordingly optimize to the result that you want? If we know that a customer is in the market to buy a car, for that customer we are able to show the relevant ads. We are, with the help of GPS, etc., and other technologies that we've deployed, we are able to assess whether the customer called you, if the GFN is integrated, or if the customer walked into the dealership. But once we start also getting signals from you that this customer did a test drive or bought the car, then what it does is that it enables you to find more similar customers and send them your way, so that your quality of leads goes up and your cost per retail actually comes down. So you have to do the right measurement, you have to do the right integration with the Google systems. It's not a set and forget, and we are not saying to do all of these things together. There is a path to this, which we can help you guide on, and the partners are fully equipped to take you on that journey. And finally, we do want to work with you on automation of all of these journeys, with the help of smart bidding, so that you are able to use the best of AI. I mean, we have to remember that there are millions of customers in the market. They are looking to buy different makes of vehicle. They are in different regions. They are at different stages of the journey. So a single creative, a single ad will not work. You have to automate. You have to take the benefit of AI, which Google has built, so that once you have integrated with the Google system, the AI takes over, and it is able to show the best creative to the right person at the right time at the right cost, so that eventually you are able to drive your business outcome, which is either a footfall or a lead form, and eventually a sale of a car. So you have to measure the right KPIs. What does measuring the right KPIs means? Are you getting the form fill-ins? What are you focused on? This, call-ins, walk-ins, final sales. You can measure all of this, and you can optimize for all of this. To do this better, customer data is the key to drive lead quality and growth. The moment your 1P data is integrated with the Google systems, and the partners can help you do that, you are able to drive 20% incremental revenue, and more importantly, you are able to do this incremental revenue at actually better cost efficiency. So what do you need to do? You need to integrate your web data and your CRM data, with Google Ads. I'll give you the example of online. The customer walks into logs onto a website, browses. So, let's take the example of a website which is selling soaps or selling, any FMCG goods, grocery. You log on, I log in, I browse, I add to cart, I drop off. I come back some days later, I buy. Now, with the help of Google Analytics, we have visibility into what that customer has done, right? And as a result, when that website wants to get customers back, or more of those customers back who are likely to buy, with the help of this integration, we are able to send the right profile of customers back, to that website. Similarly, if we take this online example to the offline world, we need to do the same thing. Today we have visibility into the customers looking at the ad or walking into the store, or into the dealership. But when we know that the customer has done a test drive or bought, and that information comes back into the system, we are able to send more of these customers your way, so that your cost of retail becomes better. And then finally, as I said earlier, you have to do this not in a broken manner, which is, I'm not just running social media, I'm not just running search, I'm not just running YouTube. Google has now got the product which is Perf Max for lead gen. These are automated products where all that you need to do is put your creatives in, set your goal that, okay, give me a footfall, or give me a walk-in for 200 rupees, or give me a lead for 300 rupees or 150 rupees. When you give the system that goal, it will automatically take that goal, it will take your creative, and it will start serving the ad across these surfaces by itself. You don't need to set up those campaigns by yourself. The AI is seeing that the customer has been shown an ad here and has clicked on the ad and is more likely to buy. So when the customer is on maps, let me show the customer that ad again, and because it will improve the probability of the customer walking into a dealership and buying. So that journey today is so fragmented, is so non-linear, is so unstructured in terms of moving between different channels. We talked about 25 touch points in the beginning. Nobody can manage it but the AI, which figures out that this is the journey that the customer is following, and they match it with the business outcome that you have set up, and they bring the two together. What is the result? With the help of 1P data integration, where we have this full funnel visibility all the way from thinking to the eventual purchase, what we have done is that we have improved the number of leads by 2 times. But look at this impact. While the leads have gone up by 2x, because the quality of the leads went up, the conversion went up 4 times. And all of this happened at a reduction of 46% in the cost per lead. So the quality went up, the quantity went up, but the cost per lead came down. So this is the magic of being on this 1P data integration journey and automation, where you've decided internet is important, you've decided digital is important, but when you are working with Google, these are the best practices which you need to implement, so that you are able to take the full advantage of this journey. Now, when people think of digital marketing, people also think that it is only for sales. We want to debunk that myth, we want to take that forward. And we heard about this earlier as well. We know that your business is well beyond sales. Sales is just a part of it. It is about accessories, it is about services, it is about finance. And what Google does is that we are not just about sales. The number of queries that we are seeing for service and spare, that number has gone up 44% just in the last 3 years. So, and over the last 1 year, that number has gone up almost 17%. So people are starting their journey of where to get their car serviced even that journey is now starting online. People are searching, what is the best place for me to go. And the benefit that you have today is that today that you have sold this customer a car. That Sorry, was there a comment or something? Okay. When you have the benefit that you have sold the customer a car, and it is possible for you. And what point are the services due? Now, while you are reaching out to the customers by with the help of SMSs and calls, and I think you're doing a great job in terms of making it personalized, it is also possible to implement those reminders, by using the Google Ad ecosystem and improving the chances of, the customers coming back. So digitizing your service outlets, uh, insurance LOBs, that is going to be a key advantage, and it will make your relationship much tighter and much more personalized, with the customer. So I just want to, summarize these 4 or 5 myths. I'm at the end of my session, where first of all, it is important to be at 100% hygiene. Are your Google My Business listings done in the best possible way? Please do this directly. Please do this with the help of the OEMs. Please use the services of partners. It is worth it. It will help you put your best foot forward, because 90% of the customers are starting this journey online. Number one. Number two, the dealers, because the customers online, the dealers must go digital at scale. You have to, because the customer's gone digital, you need to meet the customer where they are. So across all your LOBs, please implement. Uh, Third, while you are on that journey and you've built your presence, you have to measure and automate well. There are, for a dealer, as we are working with them, let's take the example of a dealer in West Delhi. you know for the sake of example, let's call them Hyundai. For Hyundai, if they've got 5 sets of cars to sell, they are running for 5 sets of cars, each car having 5 colors. We're talking 25, 30, 50 campaigns running in parallel, which are being served across mediums, and all of that is possible with the help of AI and automation, which Google and which the partners can help you do it. Fourth, you have to complement your existing marketing outreach with the help of digital. So you are doing a lot of activity in your catchment, whether it's going to malls, whether it's taking out print ads, whether it is co-oping or partnering with the OEM to take out these print ads. Please do all of that in complement with digital, because it has been proven that it gives you better and more incremental results, as I had shown earlier with the example of Bajaj. And finally, digital is not just about selling cars, it is about building that long relationship with the customer across cars, insurance, service, and spares, so that you can maximize your lifetime value that you get from the customer. So that's where I am. That's my presentation. I'll take a pause here. I'm going to go back to that window. If there are more questions, etc., would be happy to take them on. I'm going to just pick up some questions here, which have been raised. Uh, the first one is, in Google My Business, can we attach a chatbot WhatsApp instead of Google messaging? Uh, at the moment, WhatsApp is not linked there, but there is a process where you can run, where you can take the customer from, Google My Business to WhatsApp. So when the customer is on chat or on messaging, from there you can definitely take them, or activate, launch WhatsApp. So that possibility is there. The second question is, can a specific POC be assigned to the dealer community so that we can reach out to someone specific with our problems? I have had my issue with my GMB profile, which has not been solved by the support team. Uh, Great question. We have seen that, you need to understand that today in India, we have digitized close to 18,000 dealer locations. All of them have Google business profiles, and we are working with our support team to make sure that the support that we provide to the dealers is as seamless. Now, obviously, we understand that the dealers have high expectations in terms of uh, response times, and they are fair expectations, which is why we have built this ecosystem of partners. Please use them. They can be proactive in terms of ensuring that these problems don't emerge, and even when these problems emerge, they have their own ways, or they have a better understanding of the system to address some of these problems, uh, so that and also use the right escalation paths within Google, so that they can get a response. So because they are solving these problems at scale, it becomes easy for them. Online video ads on what platforms? Also, online ads come separate with a huge ad budget. So these are two questions. I'll break it down. Online video ads, the video platform that we have today is YouTube. It is now being supplemented or complemented, I would say, with YouTube Shorts, which is going to make your reach and frequency, with which you can talk to the dealer, talk to the customer a lot better. And then again, the question is that online ads come separate with a huge ad budget. Absolutely, so how do you make this, how do you get the most value out of this budget, and you are able to drive the maximum number of walk-ins or leads, which is where that 1P data integration, where your CRM is linked with Google. When that happens, then you are in charge. You can say that, okay, I am okay to get 100 walk-ins, but this is the cost at which I want to walk in. Then you decide that this is my cost of walk-in, this is my cost of lead, and then the AI system at the back has to work hard to deliver you that lead or walk-in or sale at that cost only. And it won't show you more impressions if that cost is getting breached. So it is important to use that AI and automation, which you can do directly, of course, but you can do better with the help of partners, because we end up supporting these partners to be at the forefront of the usage of this technology. Can we have a mechanism in place to prevent duplicate dealership points being listed on GBP other than the report tool? The tool is time taking. As a suggestion, we can send a verification email to the OEM before the profile can be listed if it is using the brand names. Piyush, can you just come in here? I mean, in terms of some of these questions.
For sure. So we already have a mechanism in place where people cannot duplicate, businesses. And once flagged, if someone is, trying to do it, if it is flagged, it is taken down immediately. So we have seen some of these instances, and this is also leading to a situation where, some of our OEM partners are trying to create two profiles for their services and sales, and that goes through approval process from our side. So short answer is that people are not allowed to create duplicate profiles, business profiles. And if someone does, like once reported, it is taken down immediately.
I just want to add, to what Piyush said. Please understand that Google has millions of businesses, with their profiles. So when we think of a product, we think of a product not just for auto dealerships, but for these millions of businesses. The first and foremost thing is that this is like your digital storefront. It is like a property that you own. I gave you that example of my friend who had this Google business profile and he lost his reviews, and he felt like he'd lost his internet banking password. He lost property. So even when we set up these checks and balances, we set up these checks and balances keeping this in mind, where it is important that that the duplication is not possible. When duplication happens and it is reported, and it can be reported both ways, correctly or incorrectly, is it being investigated in the best possible way, so that the right profile can be restored. So we have to just sort of have that context when you evaluate the response times or the support that you get from Google. Our details are with the FADA, and again, happy to sort of work with the team. We are facing issues when changing mobile number in GBP. Again, there is an escalation path, for the GBP number, and your partner can help you do that better. Piyush, is there anything else that we can give here?
So you can work with your regional offices, zonal offices. They can bubble it up to the head office, and head office works directly with us in some of these scenarios where they collate all the issues at one place, and then we solve it in a more efficient manner and in a more timely manner. So please work with your regional OEM offices. In this case, I'm sure you have your relationship there. Get a POC, get all your issues collated in one place, bubble it up to the head office, and we can, take it up immediately.
Absolutely, and I think it's important to lean on the ecosystem that you have. Of course, FADA has built a great ecosystem, built community of these partners of the dealerships. Though your RO and ZOs are working with you, you are super important for that OEM, to build market share, to drive business. So please lean on these teams, because these teams are also working with us very, very closely, centrally and at a regional level. So it is important to have that line of communication, going. Next question was, how do we go about the whole integration process? Piyush, can I request you to take this on, please?
Yeah, sure. So, you start with setting up your infrastructure by creating your business profile, and you get your website created. We took the names of some of your partners. They do, both the sides of the thing, right? Like they build the infrastructure in terms of creating your website, microsite, your entire lead form journey, and then coming to Google context, they set up your Google business profile at scale, and as Gaurav also mentioned previously, to the best of the standards that we recommend. So that is the first part, setting up the infrastructure, and then coming to bringing the consumers to your online infra, be it business profile or your website. We have these partners again coming in and setting up the whole automation at a dealer level, uh, and then they are able to put all the bells and whistles together, like be it creatives, be it setting up the call extension or lead form extension, or getting your data uh, back in the Google Ads ecosystem in a privacy safe and well governed environment by integrating with the CRM that your OEM has. These partners do all, sort of a one-stop shop, and this has made life of the dealers easier, is what you have seen in sort of centralized hyper local advertising, lead gen, and other KPIs that we have talked about, sort of a program, right? So that is like a long answer to a short question, but I hope I answered it well.
Uh, Sorry, I'm just going through the list of questions and I've lost the thread. Maybe there were many at the top. Okay, we've answered a few. Got it. Uh, yeah. So, and again, I think there is value in working with the partner, because a lot of the advancements or the tests and betas and the new technology that we're bringing in, it is easier for us to disseminate that, to integrate that with the partner's platform, so that then they can bring it more seamlessly for you. And because they are also able to bring in execution support, it makes life a lot easy for the dealerships at large. Uh, Commercial vehicle segment, so this is a question that we talked about, two-wheeler, four-wheeler, and this is working in commercial vehicle segment. Of course, it is absolutely the same implementation. And where we see the changes happening is that, you're right, it will go into tier 2 cities, it will go into more vernacular languages, uh, and the system is very capable of picking this up. uh, I know that we have some ongoing conversations with Tata, especially on the CV segment. So, happy to pick this up offline. But whatever we have told so far, it applies as it is to the CV segment and to the electric segment. So, I just want to be clear that there is, and maybe even more so to electric, because that is even more direct to customer. The question is 1P. 1P is first party data, which means data at your end, of the customers who have booked a test drive, or the customers who have bought a vehicle, once this is integrated with the Google system, we are able to then get visibility into the customer's journey from end to end, which is, let's take the example of Saharsh. Saharsh saw the ad on YouTube, then he searched on Google, saw the address of a dealership, went to the dealership. Up to that, we have visibility. But when we get a sense that this customer, Saharsh, also booked a test drive, ended up buying a car from this dealership, then it is possible for us to find more people like Saharsh, who we can send to the same dealership at, and as a result, your quality of lead will become better, and your cost per lead, will come down, because we talk to more and more relevant people. So that is what we mean by first party dealership integration. How that can be done? There we are working today with the OEMs, uh, and we are also working with these partners to go talk to dealers directly to do this integration. So reach out to your partner, or your partner will be reaching out to you, that please do this data integration, because eventually it is going to make your life easy in terms of getting better quality leads at lower cost. Service outlets, insurance, finance, how do you digitize? Exactly the same process. The way you build a Google business profile for a service outlet for your dealership, you do the same way for, you add those services. If it is out of the same premises, to the same business profile or Google My Business listing, or if it is a different location, then you please create a new one, and you can add these things, so that you can get this going. How do we select the right digital marketing agency? uh, when you are selecting the marketing agency, please check if that marketing agency can is not just helping you run ads. They should be able to, first of all, they should have experience of the auto sector, number one, because your sector is unique. Somebody should understand your context, your kind of customers, and help you with that. Number two, uh, are they able to do end to end job for you, right? Which is building that profile, building the microsite, and also run ads. So are they being full service? Do they know your sector? Within that sector, are they able to provide you full service? And then third, when you are finalizing these agencies, please talk to either FADA or to your partner or to your OEMs, because they can also give you a set of partners who we believe are better placed or are more mature and can serve dealers like yourself at scale. So you have to take care of these things: industry context, uh, can they help you full funnel, and then if they are part of the Google partner ecosystem, then that definitely helps, because they are able to do this at scale for you.
Yeah.
uh,
Gaurav, just I will add in here, like in the audience here, there would be large dealer groups and individual dealers. What we have seen and what you have talked about here in this session as well, that a centralized advertising program, which is being run by your central org at the OEM head office, works really well, because they are able to bring everything together under one umbrella, under one digital marketing partner, and do it really efficiently at scale.
uh, Piyush, I'm just taking a bit of a break. Can you take it on?
Yeah, sure. So the next question is, the problem with GMB is it has been with a Gmail ID or Google Workspace account only. They should be allowing any valid email service. Yeah, I think that's right. Any valid email service is allowed for account with GMB. I think there might be a caveat around, if you need a Gmail ID specifically, that could be a caveat there. But we will not do any differentiation between like an individual account or a workspace account.
I think, Piyush, we can go back and check if this is a hard constraint, and if this is a hard constraint, we can relay that feedback to the product team, that this is what we're hearing from dealers, and
Mhm.
can we make this more open and use. I would need to confirm this, but my sense is that the other email ID should be allowed, but we will confirm and we can get back.
Yeah, I've taken a note, Gaurav. I will get
Thanks.
this communicated back to Shahars and team.
Yes.
The next one is, does Google have a message blast feature where we can inform our open leads about various ongoing offers and keep in touch with them? Definitely. I think the blast feature that you are, asking for here works in a construct of advertising. So you can have your offers going in various campaign types. It can be a call ad, it can be a lead form ad, it can be the performance max, the best of the AI enabled campaign structure that we have. There are ways to put your offers in the ad copies, be it the text ad, be it the creative, uh, and that is how you put out your messaging in a sort of a blast manner. And while we are going to do like a broadcast or a blast, you can also again narrow it down in a hyper local construct around your dealership. So it is at scale and at the efficiency that you need around your dealership.
And just to add, you should use your Google business profile, Google My Business listing, efficient, for this as well, because keep that updated. Because see, the users are already getting enough message blasts, right? What is important today is that can the user get information about what you're running at the time when they need it, right? I think that is what is going to differentiate you from spamming, right? So please be careful about that. Make sure that your information is out there, and then you have to trust AI that it will show it to the customer at the right time at the right place, right? So I would flip the question actually, to make this information available and letting Google serve it at the right time, because then the customer will find it most useful.
The next one is PMAX is largely automated, but it also takes away our ability to target and control. How does that help? And what is the future roadmap to alleviate this? So I will break this question down to two parts. One is building that trust in the AI and machine learning that we have built right over a period of time, and not just individually, across industries, across consumers. So the learning has been built over a period of time. The systems now understand the need of a particular business much better than any one of us can do individually. And as we talked about, right, there are so many dealers trying to reach the same consumer, right? So now at a dealer level, how do you reach the consumer at the right time with the right messaging when the consumer is in the right moment and planning to buy a vehicle? The It is best to leave it to the AI to find and do the best job, right? We have seen people trying to break it down at their level, trying to carve out a certain media type, certain bidding type. It adds up to the work that you need to do, and the outcomes are also inefficient. So believe us, Google's AI is the best in class out there, and it will do the job for you. The
I
next
just
one
want to
is
add to, sorry, I just want to add to what Piyush mentioned. Again, I think we have to accept that the customer journey today is non-linear. There are, when you start building permutations and combinations of customers into what they're looking to buy at what point of the journey they are in, I mean, all of that, it is just infinite combinations. I appreciate the need to have control over this. A lot of advertisers start in the same place as you, but please understand that that journey has become complex. And to manage that journey manually, to have control over it, you can feel that you can have control over it, but you'll actually end up being inefficient. So you have to start trusting, and this system is, when we are also releasing the system to millions of advertisers and billions of customers, only after very rigorous testing that it delivers the business outcome that you want. So focus on that outcome and not on the control that you want to have on the system. I think you have to focus on the that I want a lead at X rupees, I want a walk-in at Y rupees. You have to focus on that and let the system do it. If the system is not doing that, 100% you should bring that up. You should raise that. You should flag it. But don't do it the other way. Sorry, Piyush, go ahead.
Yeah. Uh, that is what it like the AI does for you, right? So thanks, Gaurav. The next one is GMB Pays has been activated. However, I need to verify it again through videos. Did once already, however, it has not been accepted. Again, like, I will go back to the same approach. Please, work with your zonal and regional teams. I would again probably say that you can ask your regional teams to have a POC for you. And we can also probably have that conversation on the side, and we can build a process where you can bubble up all these issues and we can look at it together. These are pretty straightforward issues that we look at on a day-to-day basis. But I understand that you do not have a direct line or the direct channel, so it goes through a cycle of probably a week or two of getting it done. You can keep doing that part still, you can keep following the support process, but if you want things to move faster, do centralize it with your regional and head offices.
There was one question here that how do we, since we are over-indexing on the partners, the question was how do we reach out to these partners? In fact, here I would request Saharsh and Amar Bhai, on actually facilitating a session with these partners also. We can suggest 2, 3, 4 names. Please at your convenience and at your and the of the dealers. Please do arrange these sessions. I think they can go into much more detail on setup, debugging, or this whatever issue resolution and advertising. They can help you take sort of go through that journey fully. It would be quite useful.
Sure, we'll take it up in new course of time. Thanks.
Yeah.
The next question is how to set brand guideline, like similar name in Google Business for multiple location. Note it should be also dealer name as well. Yeah, I think again it is best done with a partner. If you have multiple dealerships, you want to put in the brand name and have the gold standard of how to set up a Google My Business. You do it with a partner the best. But again, if you are running it individually, I think you can do that as well. I hope that answered the question, but if the question was anything different in terms of brand guideline, please type in again. Cool. The next one is, can you give the name of the service provider, as it will be easier for us to choose and connect? Yeah, so we do work with a few of these guys. We spoke about it while we were in the session. So onlinesales.ai is one, single interface, Ad Global 360 is there. And then there are a couple of more. Again, work with FADA, we will provide these list of names to them, and they can, work with you to zero on a certain partner. But to underline the context here, it is best done in a centralized way in partnership with your OEM. So get in touch with your OEM as well in terms of what partners they are looking at, what partners they are working with.
All the OEMs today, all the OEMs today are tagged to a partner. So your first port of call should be the RO or the ZO. They will immediately connect you with a partner, and they can get you going on this journey.
Sure. The next one is there any additional input for tractor dealer? Okay, I will lean back to the same question which was asked for commercial vehicles. We try to bucket it in the same larger umbrella, but there could be different strategies when it comes to creative, how you have to make use of data and everything. 1P data becomes much more important when it comes to commercial vehicle because the customer base is slightly smaller. And yeah, so again, these best practices across four-wheeler, two-wheeler, commercial vehicles, we have in place, and we have also trained our partners to do the best job of some of these best practices. So again, yeah, work with a partner, get the best out of Google. Next one is basically we have the intent and have worked with quite a few agencies, but somehow has not been consistent due to lack of knowledge, as we feel we are not getting the expected results. Okay, Bhavnish, I think, we have also seen some of these, concerns and, issues coming back to us when people are working individually or in, some sort of silos where there are like, five dealers working with one local digital marketing agency of sorts. Again, like, the way they will probably interpret our products or the way they will understand our products will be subpar. So yeah, again, work more closely with Google. The playbook is simple. You have to centralize. You have to, scale to best practices under that central umbrella. Is customization available as per dealer's requirement in AI tool? Yeah, I would love to hear, Ganesh, like, what are the customizations you want? But generally, every marketing platform or Google is moving towards, sort of focusing on business outcomes. So you give us the business outcome that you want to drive, be it leads, it could be like, qualified lead or even test drives that you want to focus on. We will take that as an input and we will make sure that we do a good job of it as a whole without getting into any customizations of sorts. We have also already worked on this project for, close to 4 or 5 years and have come to a place where we know, like, what is the best thing for a dealer to do.
You just want to come in here on the previous question around the partners and agencies that people end up working with. I know that we are directing you that please work with partners, and go for a central program. But the idea is not to say that this is one solution fit all. the the OEM or the regional office, if they finalize or if they work with a partner centrally, that is one partner who is servicing all the dealers in that region. But that servicing happens independently. So as a dealer, you can say that my budget per month is 30,000 rupees, and there can be another dealer who can spend 100,000 rupees. And the first dealer can say that I want to sell only Desire, while the second one can say that I want to sell, only the Jimny, right? So, or in different proportions. So it is possible for you to give that input to the partner, which is more relevant for you, that this is the business outcome I'm looking for. You are, let's say you have a bunch of dealerships. Now you have three dealerships which are established, but you are setting up a new one. So your willingness to pay slightly higher in terms of cost per lead for a new dealership is there, versus for the existing ones you're getting enough traffic. Now you can bring about that customization, and you can lay that out to the partner, and they will be able to feed it into the system and accordingly deliver results for you. So please understand that this is, now we are saying all of this, that that one line of communication via the partner, but that partner is having a personalized conversation with you. So that is where, and they are having that personalized conversation with you, but with the context of the best of, they are the most advanced in terms of usage of all the Google platforms, so they'll be able to maximize the benefit that you can get. Yeah, please go ahead.
Great. The next one is how insurance business can be benefited, and also it is safe to integrate CRM data with Google. How insurance business can be benefited is, whenever you are, let's say, selling a car, you're providing an insurance, right? Like there could be insurance renewals. So users coming on Google platforms, search or YouTube, they are searching for insurance along with the brand name, right? So you work with a certain set of brand names, let's say as a dealer. So that is how you bring in the marketing aspect of it. Whenever like if someone is searching for, let's say, Mahindra insurance or Hyundai insurance, sort of a thing, or like generally car insurance, they will be directed back. They could be directed back to like a website where you have a way to capture that intent for renewing your insurance of sorts, and then you reach out to them and get the insurance renewal done. There, I've seen some of these guys also building apps for services, spares, even for insurance. So if you have an app going on with your OEM partner, you can also plug back on the app and you can run app-based campaigns on Google, right? So there are various bells and whistles again for be it insurance, be it services, be it financing that you can plug in together to benefit your business, and we can help further on it by sharing like sort of a playbook around these with FADA and with also our OEM partners. To the second part, like, is it safe to integrate CRM data with Google? Absolutely. Google is multi-billion-dollar business. The risks for us to be, not taking care of someone's data is massive, right? So we take it very, very seriously on how we handle data of any of our business partner. We have the most privacy safe, well governed infrastructure when it comes to how we handle the data. We are always on top of the various data laws across geographies. So be rest assured that we will take good care of your data and for the right purposes of your business. The next one is where can we get the list of your authorized partners who will handle? I think we answered it already. So I will keep chugging along. I had someone.
Piyush, just to comment on the previous question, in terms of integration of the data, again, as Piyush mentioned, we are more concerned about the privacy piece, and also the way the data is integrated. It's all hashed. It is being used in your account. So, and the mode of integration, again, the partners can help you with that. So, you can be, rest assured that it is going to be used for your benefit.
The next one is I had someone walk in recently to pitch Google 360. Is there any benefit for doing Google 360, giving customer virtual experience? So I think Google 360 is about the workspace suite that we have. Yeah, definitely. I think if you're running a sort of a large dealer business, you have various things to look at in a worksheet. You have to manage your data, you have to manage processes. So it's a good way to have one centralized access to Google Workspace 360 and manage your business better. The
Piyush,
next
just
one
to
is
it is the business analytics suite.
okay.
360. So, yes, what it does is that it brings all the customer data in one place, and you are able to visualize the customer journey together. So, I think from that point of view, it is definitely useful. Our only suggestion, whether you go with a Google 360 or with any other CRM, please ensure that whatever system you use, it is able to bring that data in one place. It is not sitting in two, three, four different places. That's one. Second, your the ability of the team, to go back and retrieve that data and visualize it on a real-time basis. I think you set yourself up for doing that, because if you have all the data but it is difficult to pull out or difficult for the team to use easily, then it doesn't serve the purpose. So whether it is 360 or others, just use these set of criteria for you to do this well. Sorry, Piyush, go ahead.
Yeah, thanks Gaurav for correcting me there. 360, yeah, resonates something as workspace. But yeah, it is an analytics platform, and as Gaurav said, it is useful depending on what you want. So yeah, please evaluate accordingly. Coming to the next one, GMB provide the mobile number support. It would be more useful to follow up the customer. Okay. So mobile number of customer who are calling you, right? So
No,
I
so
will
the
take, yeah.
I can add this here. So GBP, is able to provide the mobile number of the customer only if the customer starts a conversation with you via chat. So if you do that, then the number is available. Otherwise, under the customer privacy piece, that information can't be provided. Or the customer is voluntarily giving you that information via a review or a question that they have posed via the GBP profile. So again, just like we are conscious of the privacy of your data, we are also conscious of the privacy of the customer's data. And these are the forums where the customer has reached out to you and is willing to give that data, of course, that data is passed on. So make sure that your Google My Business or Google Business profile that is activated with chat, that you are proactively responding to reviews. You are on those reviews. If you ask the question regarding the phone number, etc., you are able to do that. The phone number which is listed on your Google Business profile, at the back it is listed, it is linked, with a with a virtual number where you are able to get the customer's phone number or record those calls. So set yourself up so that you can get all of this information in. Sarsh, we are on time. How do you want to do this?
Yeah,
Please.
so maybe we take up next few questions and then we can wrap it up.
Okay, all right. So let's spend another 5 minutes, and then maybe the rest we can then just take on. Maybe we can send you back responses by email.
Yeah.
But again, I mean, it's great to see this participation, the curiosity, lots of questions, all of them very, very relevant. So thank you so much for that. Piyush, over to you.
Sure. Amit Gupta is saying we are already working with hyperlocal through OEM part Hyundai, and is there a way to, and should they create their own GBP? The answer is no. Like, if you're already working with your OEM partner, there's already a scale program where we talked about how it has reached those scales and efficiencies. So you are in a good place there. Next one is we are from Modi Motors Tata and run ad campaigns using Tata's microsite on Google Ad. So can we integrate the microsite with Google Ads? Yeah, I mean, so the way a microsite is integrated with the Google Ad is that it is the landing page, right? Where the user comes in and fills in their intent to probably take a test drive or interested about booking a car. So if you're running those ad campaigns already, you are sorted again. And the answer to the next question is you're already integrated with Google Ads in that scenario.
I just want to add to this that when you think about these Google Ads or integrations, while you've asked about microsites, please think with all the channels in which the customer will get in touch with you, whether it is walking into a dealership or for a lead form or for calling. And we are seeing that really click to call is picking up in a big way. So are you activating all of these channels together and giving the customer the option of reaching out to you in the best possible way? And of course, at the back, at your end, set your system up or get the partner to set your system up in a way that you can attribute which customer reached out to you via which channel, and that playbook is in place. The partners can help you do this.
Great. Coming to Girnar's question, Girnar wants to know, where is digital working better? Is it like two-wheeler, three-wheeler cars or commercial vehicles? So I will answer it in a way we have solutions in place for each of these verticals, each of these businesses. These businesses have certain different nuances which we take care of when we are putting together a solution. So think of two-wheelers, probably having sort of a urban kind of a audience base, right? So their search is not that, the consumers are not that savvy on search. So we combine it really well with push messaging, where we know who are these consumers who are interested in two-wheelers. We also get our partners to get their data back in, and then use push-based solutions to get them to reach the right consumers. Again, going by the size of business, four-wheeler industry has definitely larger overall uh, digital marketing budgets available right now, so that has scaled overall. But again, even with two-wheelers and commercial vehicle segments, we are scaling really well as we speak. Coming to the next one, if we have a decent understanding of the process, can we skip using partners? Personally, having spent so much time at Google and with auto partners, I would say that is not the best idea to do it yourself. Things keep evolving. We have new products coming in the market on a continuous basis. So it's best to work with a partner where Google is working with them closely. But again, if you are doing something on your own, I wouldn't discourage, but I would encourage you to come under a centralized umbrella.
I just want to add something here, Aditya. Of course, if you want to, do this by yourself, you can do that. The point that Piyush is making is that there is a certain level of, this systems and the technology is changing fast. We find it, what we've observed is that it is difficult for a single team to keep updated with all of this. So we find it easier to disseminate this at a OEM level. OEM brings in a partner, and then they are able to take it to, you know, 1.5, 2,000 dealers at scale. Now, the way for you to think about this is there are multiple activities in this journey. Setting up a GBP profile, responding to those, or keeping that GBP profile active and responding to that, and then finally, running ads, and then even running ads for new, old dealerships, whatever. So you can maybe find the right balance between what you keep in house, what you do with a partner. Uh, that said, it is always, as Piyush mentioned, just to make sure that you are fully updated with everything new that's coming in, because the systems are advancing quickly. And I think the last 1 year has just been phenomenal in terms of how AI has really taken over all of ads. It is useful, to at least have one foot in the door of that ecosystem. Yeah, Piyush, go ahead.
Sure. Is it affordable for small dealers having the volume of around 2 crore per month to spread over around 20-kilometer radius? Absolutely. I think what we have seen for certain smaller dealers, even the catchment area becomes larger because, the density wherever, in, let's say, tier one city or like metro city, is designed in a way that they are catering to a certain smaller catchment area. So probably they are catering to only 15 kilometers around them. But once it comes to, let's say, tier two markets or smaller dealerships, they are able to cater to a much wider radius, is what I've seen. And again, from an affordability point of view, we drive affordability at a lead level, right? Like we are able to give a lead at a certain cost to you. So once we are able to do that, let's say we have given a lead to you at 150 rupees, then you are able to make sure that you sell the car at a certain cost of retail. So your affordability is taken care of at a unit economics level. Uh, okay. Is the process of 1P similar to remarketing of Google? Remarketing is one part of 1P, what we can do with 1P, right? 1P is also fed into our systems as a signal that, okay, we provided a certain amount of lead to a certain dealer, and out of those leads, so many, like these users were able to buy the car. And once we know that these are the type of users who are buying the car, we show our ads more to those kind of users, right? So remarketing is one part of 1P, but not limited to it. Okay, I think we have reached 110. How do we want to progress?
Yes, just I think we got a couple of questions remaining. Let's finish that and then we can stop.
We close the Q&A box. Only two questions remain now. So let's take it and then close it.
Yeah.
Yes, two questions remaining. Great. Will there be no conflict of interest if I run ads for my renewals? At the same time, Google has tied up with some third party like Echo for cars insurance renewal.
I can
Yeah.
come in there, Piyush. So it
Sure.
is, just to clarify, it is not Google who has tied up, but Acco, like you, is leveraging the Google platform to drive insurance or to drive renewals, right? So it is Google providing that surface or providing that choice to the customer to talk to two, three, four people, to get the best service possible. Very similar to how it would work in the offline world, because the customer would look at options. They would buy from a dealer, or they would call the online site, or they would call, two other agents, right? So it is the same thing. What you can do is make sure that, I mean, since you know that the customer is looking for renewals online, Also, you have information that this customer bought from you, this is the likely renewal date, and you reach out to the customer via phone. uh, with the help of 1P, it is possible for you to reinforce your communication with the dealer apart from the phone or an SMS, via online as well. So that ways it actually gives you an edge versus somebody else, who might also be prospecting the same customer.
Got
Yeah,
it.
last question, Piyush.
Can we track traffic data using Google Business Site if there is no website available? The answer is yes. You can track the traffic data coming to your Google Business profile. You can, understand how many views, how many interactions in terms of certain number of people taking a direction to your location on Google Maps. How many number actually did a call, right? How many people, overall also searched for your business profile, and your business profile resulted into an impression. So impression, views, uh, interactions, and calls. All of these you can track inside your Google business profile dashboard.
And I would add to that, that use it as a barometer of how your dealership is doing. Of course, whether the car is getting sold or not getting sold is a function of many factors. But if you look at this GBP data, it gives you a temperature check of how you are placed in terms of at least addressing the demand which is arising in that catchment, and are the customers engaging with you. And then if those numbers are going up or they are going down, it's a sign that yes, as a dealership I am well known or could be better known in my region. And this is the kind of sentiment, by way of reviews, etc., that I am generating in my catchment, and these are the areas that I need to address. So think of it as a temperature check where the customer is giving you feedback. We call it footfall. uh, all of this is finger falls, and the customer today is answering with finger falls before they answer with footfalls. So please remember that and use this as a data point to make your own business better.
Great. I think all the questions have been taken up, and a very conclusive session has been given by Google. Thank you, Gaurav. Thank you, Piyush, for this enriching session. I will request Amar Bhai to share his closing remarks, and then we can call it off. Amar Bhai, over to you.
I think, yeah, it's been a session which has been certainly very enlightening, and the number of questions and the duration of the session itself shows the interest of the participants. And thank you very much, Piyush and Gaurav, for all your time and your insights. And I think we will need to build on this, because there are more in-depth and detail-oriented inputs that the participants would want. Maybe we can, with your partners, do some regional level events or something like that to, have a longer session to give them more practical insights. But thank you for being here today, to all those who attended, and we look forward to seeing you at the next webinar again. Thank you once again. Thanks.
Again, thank you from our side, Amar and Harsh and the entire FADA team, for arranging this, and thank you to the entire dealer community for your curiosity. Very pertinent questions, and we hope that after this session, you're able to use Google and in general the internet, digital better, to drive your businesses. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a great
Thank
week.
you. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Bye.
everyone.
Bye.